What is the location of the emergency?
You're going to think I'm crazy, that I'm under demonic attack.
Stop where you're at.
There's rocks flying through windows. There's stuff breaking in my house like nothing I've ever seen. You may not believe in that, but you would if you were here.
Paranormal Patrol Podcast.
Welcome back to Paranormal Patrol Podcast. Joining me today, I have Brad and Taylor and Frank that you can't see because we're making him click on the computer. So today we came together to talk about our visit to Mason House Inn. Whose idea was this, by the way?
It was mine. Yeah, I started looking into a few locations in Iowa for us. I came across this, Villisca, and one other, and just the timing with the owners worked out better, and we ended up in Mason Hill Inn.
In Iowa.
In
which,
Iowa. And this was
yay.
This was on the Des Moines River. It was not the close Iowa for us in Kansas City. It was the further Iowa, way out there.
And if you've ever been to Iowa, there's not much to see. So Taylor doesn't join us super often on these out-of-town trips. Sometimes he'll join us on these local adventures, and we steal him from his spouse and drag him along for the ride. Taylor is a wealth of technology on our trips and always brings the cool gadgets. So Taylor, hi.
Hello.
Thank you so much. And aren't you related to Nancy? Kinda.
Well, now that I'm married into the family.
Yeah, you're married
Yes.
in.
So I'm relationship by marriage.
Blessings
Yes.
to you, friend. Mason House Inn. There's quite a history with Mason House Inn. The biggest story that I remember mentioning and hearing about is that it was originally a part of the Underground Railroad. So this property backdates to the early to mid 1800s. And when we arrived, the property is like crested on the bluffs of the river, right? Mm-hmm. So you're kind of looking out the windows into the river, which is pretty cool. And there's this really neat little bridge outside. And the owners, they haven't owned it for a super long time. And the way that she was explaining it to us was that part of it they still use for a residence and the other half they use as an Airbnb, which is pretty cool. And then there's a separate carriage property where they also have rooms that they rent out. And we had the whole main house to ourselves, with the exception of the owners. And then the carriage house was already rented out to some other folks, but we never saw them. Well, I did when they were wandering back and forth. Yeah. I was like, are those actual people? But they were true humans. Had a thought to like invite them in, but then Frank was like, absolutely not. I'm like, okay. So back to the story about the Underground Railroad. I have a little excerpt from that, and it is an excerpt taken from William Ernest Mason's autobiography, which was gifted to the previous owners, Joy and Chuck, in 2004. So lots of quotes. So pretend I'm this guy talking to you, except I'm not going to use a dude voice because it sounds absolutely ridiculous when I try to impersonate a man. If I became interested in 1856 politics, I was more so in 1860. William was 10 years old in 1860. I used to listen to my father's talk about politics and go out to hear him and the others speak on that subject. I cannot remember the year when we used to help the runaway slaves. I remember my first experience. I was sent out to the barn with a basket of bread and meat and told to take it up to the hayloft. I did so. And as I put the basket on the floor near the stairs, I saw 2 or more black curly heads stick out from the hay. And you can imagine my fright in that it did not take long to get back to the house. I was smart enough not to tell anyone, for if I told, the poor fellows would have been sent back to slavery. I learned afterwards that my father's house and barn was the first station of the Underground Railway, being about 10 miles from the Missouri line, and that the Negroes, that's a quote, came in the night, knew where to go, and were fed and slept and directed to a quarter settlement at Salem, as near as now I remember. My father was a great lover of law, and yet I wonder when I think of it, he helped escaping slaves and in that way openly violated the law. It brought him into some trouble with his church, but he was not expelled from the church, nor was he indicted, though both were threatened. I believe that the time will never come again in this country when a man will be justified in breaking the laws of his country. We will never have slaves again, and the laws must be written by the conscience of the Christian people and obeyed until repeated by that same power. So, and the story is In the back of the inn on the left side of the property, you can see a barn. And the word is that it was used in the Underground Railroad. It's no longer standing. However, the house also used. Verbal history had that a tunnel existed in the backyard, which was used as a hiding hole with access under a woodshed. So we didn't see a tunnel. We didn't go in the backyard, but that is the story. So this place dates so far back to the Underground Railroad. So there's got to be a lot of history and just things in this home that make it just spectacular in general. To add that it's like potentially haunted, how cool.
Yeah, and that was a new revelation that we found out when we showed up. We kind of had a little bit of knowledge of the Civil War history. It was used as it was like a temporary hospital. It was that while they were waiting to be transported to a larger hospital, it was used as a field transportation hospital.
It would make sense because you have the safety of the river as a divider, and it's like right there on the border where the big Civil War was going on in Missouri, and it's easy transport.
Yeah. You look this place up on a map, and you see the Des Moines River, and then the house is sitting right in front of the Des Moines River. So it was a perfect location to house a transportation hospital during the Civil War.
The house was set up so weird.
It was.
Like,
It was
so many freaking rooms too. I was like, where are we going? There's like 20 bedrooms upstairs. There's this big long hallway, and we all got to stay the night, and we all got to pick a bedroom. And I picked the one that you go up the stairs and you can go to the left, and it was like 2 bedrooms in one. There was like a king suite in the back, and then in the front was this little tiny twin size bed that I took. I took the little tiny twin size bed because it was like in this compacted area close to the door. So if there was something spooky, I could just bolt the hell out the door. And it was nice and cozy. And I just sat there and watched my Netflix on my phone until I fell asleep. But it was pretty cozy. Beds were comfortable. The bathrooms were nice and clean. The water was hot. That's always a plus. And the water pressure was good. So I don't know if you guys took a shower while you were there, but I took 2. I'm weird. So how was your experience in your room?
Room was fine. I was going to stay in room 5, and it was definitely not the spirits that made me not sleep.
It was not very comfortable in there.
It was
No, it was hot.
It was like a
So
sauna.
hot.
And I mean, I was really wanting to stay in that room just because, you know, the owner said that's one of the most active spots. I had all my stuff laid out, but as the night started getting to the end and we kept going in there, and I'm like, man, this place is hot. I ended up bailing and going to the kids' room, and Taylor ended up coming in there too. So
you guys had like a little slumber party?
yeah, a little sleepover.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
And there's 20 bedrooms and everybody piles up in the same bedroom.
Yeah, I know.
So
By the end of
stupid.
the night, we're all sucking thumbs and
just
sleeping next to each other.
Hoping for the best.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to ask what the hell you guys are doing. Frank, you didn't sleep very well while you were there, but you never sleep really well when we're in haunted houses. Frank's curled up in the corner. There's ghosts and shit. I don't want to sleep. You know, when they're not going to get you. They can't touch you, I don't think. But maybe they can.
I actually think I got the most sleep out of anybody.
I was pretty exhausted the next day.
I told myself that everything was fine. Before I went to bed, I just basically had a little moment and said, thank you, and let me sleep, just please. And then I'll get out in the morning. Everything will be fine. You can go back to doing what you're doing.
People literally live there. Right. And sometimes when we were sitting in the room, we could hear them on the other side,
Yeah.
a bag of chips rustling. And I'm like, man, now I'm kind of hungry.
And props to the daughter for living up in the 3rd floor.
Oh my God, there's no freaking way.
And by herself too, because the way that it was laid out from the owners was that the 3rd floor had the room of the mother. I forget her name, but that's the one that like has had a lot of issues happen, that we heard the story of. They wanted to take something and the door locked itself.
Oh my gosh, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, that they were the daughter wanted a lamp for the room, and they were like, well, let's just go grab one from the main room, and they went, and it was one of those key latches that you can see through, the old style, and she went and tried to open the door because the door is normally unlocked, and the story to us was that she tried and it didn't budge until she had to say, "We promise we'll give it back." And then the door, she heard a audible unlock sound, and the
That'd
door
be
was able to
creepy.
open.
What a possessive ghost.
Right.
Come on, Dan. It's a lamp. You're not using it. Like, seriously. What other stories can you remember from them? Because I actually, when we left, I'm an idiot. And I left my Stanley there. And I was so butthurt because it's like the coolest Stanley ever. It's like multiple colors and they're only $35. It cost me fucking $35 to have that damn thing shipped back. But I also added in the collection of books that they had from the previous owners, which was Ghostly Happenings at the End. Now, I kind of bought these. I feel like I'm begging this woman to send my Stanley back and go to the post office and do all this shit for me. So I was like, I'll buy your books out of pity. But they're actually pretty cool. They're actually really cool. And they do sell these on site. I can't remember how much it was, but it was definitely worth getting my damn cup back. But I did wash it. Like, I almost didn't wash the cup when it came back. And I was like, what the fuck am I doing? I washed the cup. Everything's good. I haven't lost it again. It's the first cup I haven't lost.
Right.
And I've kept it for a cycle of 2 years now. So after we get into these EVPs, I'll shut up so we can listen to them. But I'll look through this book and see if I can't find a cool spooky story. They kept journals the whole time that they lived there of all the weird encounters.
Yeah. And I didn't read through that journal yet, but the night we had, I can imagine some pretty cool stuff happening with other people. Yeah, we got a lot to get through. It was a great night for audio. It was a great night for even video. And the SLS came in really well for us. And it also came in as a heartbreaker, too. I feel like we should probably start there just to kind of set the stage.
When you realized it was the
my
stove.
gosh.
Oh, yeah. So... Okay, we're
I ruined it.
We've already been probably investigating an hour, right? And me and Taylor were like,
you guys were so pumped.
yeah,
Like,
I was like, let's go upstairs to room 5, right? And I just got the SLS out. So we're just making our way up the stairs and we go straight into room 5. And I mean, I'm talking about instantly.
Right as we walk in the door.
Right, we walk in the door. Boom, we catch SLS activity. And we both are like just tripping. And we just start trying to communicate. We were seeing things move. And we're like, damn, look at that. And then after, and I should have thought about it then. It was like constant. I was like, that should have been a red flag. Okay, why is it never, like, why is this image not going away? It's always there. So we thought we were communicating, and then we go and we run downstairs, show Frank and Jen, and then, that's when I think Frank mentioned something. Yeah. And that's when we all started, like, I was like, no, that can't be.
Yeah.
Like,
that is not it.
Although I'll say, like, it was there were times that, because it was the heater. Like, if we're debunking it, so in that room, you walk in, there's a chair in the corner when you walk in facing you, and then a heater. But it's dark, and the SLS camera just picks up something, and it looks like a person sitting. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at what we caught. So this is the figure that me and Taylor are communicating with. So if you guys could just look in the top right corner.
You mean the heater you were communicating with?
Yeah. So the top right corner, you see this green image. That's the image I think it was Frank that goes, well, what's that? I was like, and then he was like, the chair is right next to it on the left. And I was like, no.
Because even looking back on it now, you can
clearly
see on the left side as well.
heater.
The chair is clear. It's clear as day. But in the moment,
I just remember how disappointed you sounded.
It was bad.
Like,
it was
what?
So heartbreaking.
I'm pretty sure I was the most excited I've ever been.
Yes.
You guys are pretty bummed.
We got something. This is just to have
And
it.
then after reviewing it like good investigators should do, we debunked it, and I was so heartbroken. So this is
Shit happens.
yeah. Oh man.
We sat there for a good long time too.
It was wasted.
It
We
was-
freaking wasted what, a good 10 minutes of our life just talking to a heater.
Yeah.
So
Stories that heater could say.
yeah.
Yeah.
So but we do have some cool stuff we did catch. We'll start with some
I'm
of the
crying
audio.
now. What the fuck? Shit is so
Hey,
funny.
I bet that house has never had us as someone talk to the heater as much as we did that night. So
Yeah.
that's at least a plus
the
side.
ghosts were like, what the
They can write in those books and say, you know, the heater might or might not talk back to you.
So yeah, so let's go ahead and get into the first EVP we caught, and then we'll go ahead and talk through it.
wants us to leave?
Now let's go ahead and replay this and see what we caught.
Wants us to leave?
So this one is one where Jen is just asking questions, and one of her questions was, "Do you want us to leave?" And we ended up catching EVP, and it actually said no, though. It didn't want us to leave. I'm not sure if you could hear that through there, but I'll upload.
Do you still
the
have it on your
audio.
phone?
Yeah, I still have it on the phone.
Pull your phone out. I want to hear it on your phone. I'm sorry.
We'll see what we caught.
Because wasn't this in room 7, if I'm thinking? It was that back room, right? That we got this
By the
through?
stairs?
All the way.
Like all the way in the back by...
The blue room?
Yeah.
So right after Jen goes, leave, we catch a no.
I heard it that time. Put it
Yeah,
up your
put it-
mic.
Us to leave.
Yeah.
See? You hear it on there.
Us to leave.
And we can even boost that as well just to hear it a little bit clearer. But
So yeah, so that one was in the back room for anybody who has been. It's I think it's room 7, all the way in the back, and it's right next to the stairs. I guess what they call it, what do they call it?
what'd they call that one?
The maid stairs or something. The servant stairs.
Yeah.
So
Because
yeah,
that went down all the way to the basement,
yeah,
correct?
That one did.
She said it was like to her bedroom, I thought.
Because they lived on the very bottom
yeah.
floor,
Excuse me.
which makes sense that you would have a
Dying. a
back
little.
access to get up to the top instead of going through the main staircase. But which that room really wasn't talked to us a whole bunch.
No.
Through the owner that we talked with at the
Right.
beginning, which was kind of cool to experience.
But yeah, but that was the room where we had some
The most.
pretty wild activity. So
Which is why I did not sleep in that room.
yeah, I can see how you wouldn't want to sleep in that room.
But nothing
Absolutely not.
in that room felt bad.
No,
It was almost like it was just wanting to communicate with us the whole night.
Yeah, I'm going to pass on that when I'm trying to sleep.
So let's go ahead and move to the next DVP. So this one's a little longer. We're going to play it through, see how it comes through our headphones. And we catch 2 EVPs, one in the beginning and one towards the end. We'll listen to it and then I'll let you know where they come in. So let's go ahead and see what we caught.
Did you own this property?
Ooh, I heard it.
Yep.
I heard it.
What was that?
That was my stomach.
What was that? That was my stomach.
Sorry. Did you die here? Are you stuck here? Does it hurt where you are at now? I only ask because I'm curious.
Ooh, there
Yeah.
it
There it
was.
is. Okay. So, yeah, we caught
2 different ones.
2. It was
in
the
that.
first question and the last question.
Yeah.
So that was really cool EVP.
Yes, and what you're listening for, like while I'm talking, you're listening for something that sounds like a faint, like a whisper behind my voice. And you can tell the difference between my voice, which is echoey because we're in the room and on the microphone, and the voice that's basically talking over or under me. And it's like very breathy. It's like, and it's like, it's weird.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Creeps me out every time.
Yep. So that one was pretty cool, and we didn't catch that right then and there, but we did realize that night while we were there we caught it. It took a while for me to actually find it, which helped us gauge what kind of activity we're having for that night. But that one was really cool. It was one EVP session with 2 EVPs caught. So yeah, that was a good one. And then let's go ahead and move to, this is another, we caught a female voice. This one's pretty cool because it's kind of like a monotone. We actually catch tone to this EVP.
I thought I heard you. Was that you?
Yeah.
So weird. And that is clearly a girl.
Oh, man. Oh,
That's a good one.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
what-
Yeah, let's go ahead and just do that one more time.
I thought I heard you. Was that you?
Yep. It was.
It's so
Yeah, it
creepy.
was. And for sure, for the last piece of evidence we're going to be talking about tonight, Frank says something during that exchange, and it kind of solidifies that we were talking to a female spirit. We catch it here, and something that Frank says, later on, and we catch another EVP acknowledging, yes, there we have a female spirit there. So that was a cool one to kind of help bring in our evidence to realize, when you can take 2 pieces of evidence and they put them together and realize that we're catching the same spirit, but using 2 different pieces of evidence to solidify it. Yeah, that's more, it just strengthens our argument of what we caught. So, and then, so now we're going to get into a few of the video clips of what we've been talking about, one of our best pieces of the night. So we're going to start with us actually listening to what we caught, and then we're going to go into the videos of us actually catching it and seeing our reaction. It was pretty wild. So this is the EVP of what we caught of the best EVP of the night.
If that was a female voice earlier and I stay in this room by myself, do I have a chance to get lucky?
That's wild.
2 times in the background it says yes, it was. Play it again.
If that was a female voice earlier and I stay in this room by myself, do I have a chance to get lucky?
Yeah. So that definitely didn't sound like a female, but that it was a spirit acknowledging to us that, yes, it was a female communicating with us. So that's the EVP. It's pretty wild. And then now we're going to go into the first video of us just listening to the evidence live, and we're like, oh, shoot, did this just happen? So check this first video out.
If that was a female voice earlier and I stay in this room by myself, do I have a chance to get lucky?
So this isn't the video where we were actually listening to it live. This was Frank's video camera catching the EVP live.
We caught it twice.
We caught it twice on 2 different pieces of equipment, a video camera and
That's insane. I
our
didn't even
microphone.
know that.
I know.
What the fuck?
So then we'll go
Frank pulled that off of
to
his
the
GoPro?
bottom one. And yeah, that was,
I had no idea.
That was the GoPro.
Because it sounds like the same exact recording.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know.
And it's just as loud.
Yeah,
So
that was crazy. Yeah.
That's nuts.
And now this one is, I love this one because it just catches all of our reactions of what we just heard.
What?
What? Wait. What the?
Hang on. What the good?
Well, I thought I heard something.
Listen. Like
That sounds
this
like
is a sentence.
That's what I'm saying. It's like a full sentence.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
That's what I heard.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
So it was a female. Listen.
Holy
That's
fuck.
That's like
that's
sentences. 3 or 4 words. Yes.
Okay.
Dude, we've never had a repeat like that before.
That was wild.
Yeah, that was wild.
All of us are like, what?
I didn't even know what to think when I heard of it. That's why I felt like I had a
cool.
stroke listening to it, because it just felt like I don't even know. Even trying to think of every possibility that could have happened, but then hearing it on Frank's, it's just that was so cool.
Man, yeah, it was a very cool experience. Really cool piece of evidence that we caught. Oh man, and that was the last kind of piece that we caught that night. Not our last evidence we're going to show, but the last piece of that night. And it was just wild. We couldn't believe what we caught, and it definitely helped tie in everything and realize we were communicating with a female spirit throughout the night, throughout the house. And that last piece definitely solidifies that. Yeah, it was a good one.
So
yeah, now this one is pretty cool. We have Jen sitting. We're in room 5. Jen sitting against the wall, and then she is getting surrounded by spirits. So let's go ahead and review.
I was in that little chair.
Yeah,
I was hanging out in the chair
Next to the heater.
Yeah, next to the heater
the
ghost.
spirit heater. Yeah.
And no, you can see the heater in this too, and you can see me, and clearly, I'm not a heater.
Yeah,
because was this where you had your headphones on? Correct.
I don't even remember.
No, she does.
I think you had your headphones on listening to.
Oh, and I had no idea you were saying like,
right.
Well, they're all over Jen, and I'm just like oblivious to what's happening.
Right. So yeah, let's go ahead and check this one out.
Had I known, I probably wouldn't have sat there that long.
Yeah.
It's like it's poking at. Oh shit, we got 2.
So
They're surrounding you right now.
Jen's in the middle of these 2 entities.
We got one poking you
right
at your
now.
knee, and we got one that's just right over top
We
of
have
you.
one just
Who's
poking
here with
her
us?
right at her knee,
I didn't feel anything.
and then the other one's surrounding the top of her.
Damn.
In my headphones, I heard I need help.
Man.
Because that
Do
was
you
even
need-
wilder that you said in your headphones. It said they need help.
Yeah, and
you
it's
had
poking me.
people surrounding.
So, and you look at this SLS. It doesn't even show me on there. It's not even picking me up because I'm not moving.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what's going on around me, but when we looked around, we tried to debunk this so bad. There was nothing around us but empty space. So there's absolutely nothing that would have showed up.
Yeah, this one was really cool, and I love that we caught it because it just helped from what the disaster was earlier, the heartbreaker, and then we go back and we actually were able to show that we do have some spirits that still linger in this house, and they were definitely trying to get Jen's attention, and that was a really cool one. But yeah, this investigation was wild. That was our last piece. You can see it was a wild night. We had a lot of activity, and it was definitely worth the 4.5-hour drive out there for sure.
Agree. It was fun, even though I got poked by a ghost. It's not nice to poke people.
No.
Honestly. So in these books, as I'm looking through this, there are so many freaking accounts. Okay. So Christopher Moon apparently in 2005 went there. He's a professional ghost hunter from Haunted Times magazine in Denver, Colorado. He went to the inn and performed an investigation using several scientific devices. And he was using an EMF reader, it looks like, and a voice recorder and a white noise machine. So he asked questions similar to we ask all the time. So in his EVP session, he says, first will be the question and then the response of what they heard. So during the EVP sessions, we had the following results. Is Mary here? Mary. Are you in the rocking chair? That same rocking chair that I was in. The sound of a rhythmic creaking like a rocking chair starts in the background and continues throughout the entire interview. Did you die here? A woman's voice comes on and says yes, and a man's voice says no. Why are you here? Happy here. Did you arrive by boat, train, or covered wagon? A little girl's voice comes and says maybe. Did Abraham Lincoln ever stay here? I don't know the answer to that. What's your favorite color? Any color is good. What's your name? Harold. So let us know if you need any help. Thank you. Thanks for letting us be here. Of course. So these are like full on conversations. So it gets better. So they had like a whole on conversation with this other person. And I'll go back to the point that, so it says, what's your name? Bill Robinson. Do you stay here? I am visiting. Why are you here? I'm proud of the hotel I built. It's very pretty. Who else is here? Grace Stewart. And then somebody interrupts and says, what's your name? David Brinks. Why are you here? This answer is good. I saw your phone and came from across the creek. I want to talk to you. What do you want to tell us? I was killed. Now I am lost. I don't know what to do. Did you see the white light? Yes, but it came too soon and I did not go. Now I am lost and I can't find my wife and babies. I don't know where they are. I messed up. Now I don't know what to do. And then Chris asks, I can help you find the light again so you can go on. Do you want me to help you? And he says, in return, not yet. Well, when you're ready to go, you can come find me and I will help you find the door again. Okay? And he says, thank you. Is there anybody else here? James. And then this James Van Grinnen. I came by boat. I came to play poker here. They shot me. Here in the room, the dining room? Yes, in this room. Do you still play poker? They don't have that here. Were you cheating? I was holding. I cheated. They shot me. So, like, these are pretty, like, detailed conversations. I want to know what devices they were using in 2005.
That's the first thing in my head. I was like, what device?
Because, like, and that was, like, the early years. And then I want to tell you guys, like, if you get the chance, these books are cool. Like, they could literally write a movie from these books. Like, and then it tells, like, some accounts of the visitors that come stay in the hotel. It tells the accounts of the people that live there. So really cool books. And they are called The Ghostly Happenings at the Mason House Inn, Volume 1 through 4. Pretty
freaking cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So anyways, good times.
Good times.
Thanks for dragging us to freaking Iowa.
Yeah, that was fun.
Shittiest drive ever. Oh, and can I add that there's nowhere to eat anywhere?
That's true. There's a Pizza Hut 20 minutes away.
Yeah, it took us 45 minutes to get a pizza and get back. And it was like, it was dumb.
And apparently it's wrong to look at a menu at a Pizza Hut.
Okay, you don't look at a menu at a Pizza Hut.
Yeah, you definitely don't. And Frank's like, well, where's the menu? I'm like, Frank, it's fucking Pizza Hut, man. Well, what do they have? Fucking pizza, Frank. They have pizza. And Frank's like, well, fine, fuck Jen. I'm like, dude,
I'm pretty sure we made those workers' day.
Have you never been to a Pizza Hut before? Like, Jesus Christ, it's 2025, Frank. You're like, what, 44 years old? It's Pizza Hut, my friend. It's Pizza Hut, buddy. I will take you out of your closet someday and show you the real world. Does Nancy not let you out of the house? God bless.
Yeah,
not the Pizza Hut, apparently.
Not the Pizza Hut.
Not fancy enough for Frank. Yeah. But yeah, stupid. So if you're going, take food with you, because we didn't have any, and take drinks too, because there ain't nowhere to get a drink either. There's no gas station. There's nothing.
Yeah, they're nice enough to put water out, but that was.
Yeah. I got really tired of Venmoing.
Yeah, you could Venmo to get soda, but that's
the cutest little cans of pop.
Yeah,
it's adorable.
Yeah,
but the owners were super cool. Definitely check it out. Sure. But that's all I got. So, Taylor, thanks for joining us on a whim.
Of course,
it was
a
good
fun.
time.
It's always fun to recount what we experienced.
Yeah, that's the best part. So let's see, what we got coming up.
I don't even know. Like, what are we doing?
Well, right now we have a couple spots we're trying to get into, but we do have an investigation already reserved for January. So we'll be going back to Iowa. So look forward to that.
In January too, when it's going to be cold and snowy in Iowa, and it sucks in Iowa in January. So this ought to be fun.
So this will be good. So we have that coming up, and we have a couple leads that we're trying to work out now. So
Yeah, we have 2 residential leads, so we're gonna definitely be hitting those up. I gotta make those phone calls. Sorry, I'm lazy.
yeah, we gotta get some stuff on the books. But yeah, it was a good spot. So for anybody who wants a spot to go investigate, the Mason House Inn is a good spot.
Pretty fun. So.
All right. Well,
Cool.
That's it for our episode. We appreciate all the support. If you go check us out at Instagram, paranormal.patrol, and also check us out on our TikTok and our YouTube, Haunted Origins, Paranormal Patrol. You got anything else?
I got nothing, dude.
All right, Taylor?
I got nothing.
Nothing? All right. Well,
Cool.
we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the official Paranormal Patrol podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And also follow us on all of our socials to be notified about new episode drops and get up-to-date news on all of our current and upcoming investigations. We'll see you out there.